When you are presented with a flowchart for an algorithm, you can trace it. This will help you understand the purpose of the algorithm and test it for any logical errors. To help you trace the flowchart, you can use a trace table to help keep track of important variables and any output from the algorithm. This trace table has a column for the variables coins, count, and score, and also a column for any output. As with every flowchart, you should begin at the start symbol and follow the line of execution through the flowchart. First, the algorithm creates the variable coins and assigns it a value of 5. This is where the trace table comes in useful. We will record the value of coins in the appropriate column and the first row of the table. Next, we have another variable declaration and assignment. This time, the score variable is being set to 0. To record this in the trace table, we need to move on to another row and put the value in the correct column for the variable score. The next process is another variable declaration. The count variable is assigned the value 1. Again, we move to the next row and record the value of 1 in the count column. Moving on, we have a decision symbol, which contains a condition checking if the count variable is greater than the coins variable. Count is currently 1 and coins is currently 5, so this condition is false and the flowchart will follow the end branch. We are now in a loop, and the first process changes the value of the score variable, increasing score by the value of count times 2. Count is currently 1 and score is 0, so the score variable will now have a value of 2. We'll record this in our trace table on a new row. Now the count variable will increase by 1, becoming 2. We'll record this in our trace table. Now our flow of execution loops back around to the decision symbol. Again, we need to check whether count is larger than coins. Count is 2 and coins is 5. So again, we follow the end branch. Score now increases again. Count is currently 2, which is multiplied by 2 and becomes 4. Score will now have the value of 2 plus 4, which is 6. We record this in our trace table. Count is incremented again and is now 3. Now back to the decision symbol to check if count is greater than coins. Count is currently 3 and coins is still 5, so this condition is false. Score will be increased again, this time by 3 times 2, which is 6. Adding this, the score's current value is 6 plus 6, which is 12. Count is increased by 1 again, becoming 4. At the decision symbol, we check if count is greater than coins, which it is not, so we continue the loop. Score increases by 8, which is 4 times 2. Adding 8 to the current value of 12 gives us 20. Count increases to 5 now. Count and coins are now equal, both are 5. Count is not greater though, so we continue with the loop. Score will increase by 10 this time, becoming 30. And count is increased to 6. Now we are back at the decision symbol and count is 6, which is greater than coins, which is still 5. So the condition is true and we follow the Y branch. Now the value of score will be output. Score is currently 30, so we write 30 in the output column of our trace table. And now our algorithm ends. Trace tables allow you to follow any algorithm and can help you work out conditions and calculations. Now it is your turn. Test yourself by completing the questions below. Good luck.